Alright, so we have Chapter 3, Section 2, Adding and Subtracting Linear Expressions. Our one key word is a linear expression. So it is an algebraic expression in which the exponent of the variable is 1. So if you're looking at this chart, all these top numbers, expressions, are linear, because notice my variable doesn't have a power more than 1, whereas the ones below, this has an x squared, x cubed, x to the 5th, those are non-linear. Alright, so there's two different methods that we can use to solve this. We can use a vertical method or a horizontal method, and we're going to show you both. You can kind of pick which one you like. On the first one, we're going to talk about vertical, so up and down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write my first expression, x minus 2 plus 3x plus 8. So I'm going to put x minus 2 plus, just like we kind of normally would in addition, 3x plus 8. So if you notice, everything that we did, our x's are lined up, my numbers are lined up, and now I'm just going to add down, okay, vertically. Now the one thing we have to be careful of is making sure our integers are in the correct order. So x plus 3x, remember we know that there's a 1 in front of here. So 1x plus 3x is 4x. And now this is a subtraction sign. So remember, we're kind of to the point now where this is the same thing as a negative. So negative 2 plus 8, they are different signs. I take the sign of the bigger number. Different sign, so I subtract. And I get a positive 6. So I put positive 6. So my answer is right there down below. 4x plus 6. And if I look at number 2, this time we're going to go horizontal. This is a little more like what we were seeing the other day. I have negative 4y plus 3 plus 11y minus 5. Yes, there are parentheses here, but there's nothing on the outside of the parentheses, so that doesn't really have a big effect on it at all. So all I'm going to do is bring those out of the parentheses. So now I'm going to do what we did yesterday. I'm going to change it to the sum of terms. So keep that as a negative. Change this to a minus a positive. So I have negative 4y plus 3 plus 11y plus negative 5. And now I'm going to group together my like terms. So I have negative 4y plus 11y. And then I have 3 plus negative 5. Right, so negative 4y plus 11y gets me positive 7y. 3 plus negative 5 gets me negative 2. So now I'm just going to combine those answers. Negative 7y minus 2. Alright, so you can use either of these methods as we go through this worksheet and as we go through the lesson. Let's go to the bottom. So it says 2 parentheses negative 7.5z plus 3 plus 5z minus 2. Now I can't do horizontal just yet or vertical because I got to get rid of this 2. Remember, when I have a 2 on the outside, I have to distribute. So 2 times 7.5, if we don't know it, we go off to the side. I have 1 decimal place, so that gives me 15. A positive times a negative is a negative, so I have negative 15z plus 3. And I'm just going to rewrite everything. Okay, notice now I have nothing on the outside of the parentheses, everything's positive, so let's just bring everything out. Now we're actually going to solve this one a little different. We're not going to do sum of terms, we're just going to do our combining like terms part. So I'm going to circle this, negative 15z plus 5z. So when I'm circling these, I want to make sure I circle the sign in front of them. So I have negative 15z plus 5z. My integers are positive 3 minus 2. So now I'm going to get those two answers. Negative 15z plus 5z gets you negative 10z. 3 minus 2 gives you 1. Okay, it is a positive 1, so if you want to put that, that's fine. Now I'm just going to combine my answers. Negative 10z plus 1. And that's my answer. Okay, notice I didn't change it to the sum of terms like I did up here. Okay, if you want to do that, that's fine, but a lot of us are to the point where we don't have to, so it's kind of up to you how you want to solve it. Let's go turn to the back. Let's talk about subtraction now. So when we're finding the difference, once again, we're going to do it two ways. We can do it vertically or horizontally. Let's first do it vertically. So let's line our things up. I have 5x plus 6, negative x plus 6. And the one thing I'm actually going to do when I'm subtracting, I am going to put parentheses around these. Okay. So notice, I'm subtracting them because I need to find the difference. Okay. So I need to first get rid of this subtraction sign, just like we normally would KCC. So I'm going to actually distribute this negative, or a negative 1 is going to be in front of here. And then I'm going to rewrite it over here, because I never really want to add, or I never want to subtract. Okay, I always want to change it, so I add the opposite of the term. So on top, it's not going to change. 5x plus 6, negative 1 times negative x just gives me x, or 1x. Negative 1 times 6 gives me negative 6. And I'm going to be adding those together. Notice how my x's are lined up and my integers are lined up. 5x plus 1x gives me 6x. 6 minus 6 gives me 0. So my answer is just 6x. And if we're looking at the second one, we're going to do this horizontally. So I have 7y plus 5 minus 2, parentheses 4y minus 3. Notice I have to get rid of this 2 first. So I'm going to distribute this negative 2 because that has a negative sign in front of it. So I'm going to bring down 7y plus 5. Negative 2 times 4y is negative 8y. Negative 2 times negative 3 gets you a positive 6. Alright, from here we're just going to combine our like terms. 7y minus 8y. And then I have 5 plus 6. 7y minus 8y gets me negative 1y. 5 plus 6 gives me 11. That's a positive 11. So I'm going to combine those together. Negative 1y plus 11. Or some of you guys will just put negative y plus 11. Okay, either one of those would be acceptable. Just notice in either way, your y is negative and my 11 is positive. Alright, so on the bottom on your practice problems, make sure you try them. Remember, it doesn't matter if you get them right, but I want to see what you do. You have plenty of practice problems to look at. Everything from your practice problems is similar and relatable to your practice problems. It doesn't matter if you do vertical or horizontal, that is completely up to you. Make sure you try it and make sure you're writing down any questions that you have.